AI is about to take over. And as artificial intelligence decides to take over, we are going to see more and more people lose their jobs. Currently, there's over 320 million people here in the United States. Out of those 320 million people, over 132 million people are expected to potentially be at risk of losing their job or significant portions of their responsibilities. That is a huge concern because now companies are looking at this and saying, we could save money. Well, it's not just companies. Even billionaires like Elon Musk and Mark Cuban have their take on what AI is about to do. And I'm going to explain that to you in today's video. We'll listen to some clips and we'll hear exactly what they have to say. But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So as of today is March 17th, 2024. That's an important date because as of right now, expectations are that 300 million jobs in the entire world will be sacrificed due to artificial intelligence. We also know that here in the United States, 24% of people believe their job is severely at risk, and experts believe by 2027, which is just 3 years away, we are going to see about 10 million people lose their jobs or significant portions of their job due to artificial intelligence. But I want you to hear what Elon Musk has to say because this is very important. Listen to this.
What would your kind of observation be on AI and the impact on labor markets and people's jobs and how they should feel about that as they think about this?
Well, I think we are seeing the most disruptive force in history here. Where we have for the first time, we will have for the first time something that is smarter than the smartest human. And that, I mean, it's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything.
So he says you can have a job if you want a job as some type of personal satisfaction. But in his eyes, AI will replace all human jobs eventually. Guess what? He's not the only one that thinks so. Many experts believe the exact same thing. Now, I want to show you what we have seen recently. Okay, look at this. This right here, under what we found, says in 2022, 19% of American workers were in jobs that are the most exposed to AI, in which the most important activities may be either replaced or assisted by AI. Just to give you an idea, here are some of those jobs that have been somewhat replaced, okay? Where they're being assisted by artificial intelligence. These are teachers, accountants, marketers, coders, customer service agents, graphic designers, financial analysts. The list goes on and on. I'm not going to bore you with, 10,000 different job titles, but the list is seriously longer than we can ever imagine. But look at this. It says 23% of workers that have jobs are at least exposed to AI, in which the most important activities are further from the reach of AI. Other workers, nearly 6 in 10 in all, are likely to have varying levels of exposure to AI. Now, here's what I think is interesting. The certain groups that are having the most exposure to artificial intelligence. Look at this. It says those with more education. Workers with a bachelor's degree or more, 27%, are more than twice as likely as those with a high school diploma only to see most exposure. How crazy is that? By having a degree, it now means you are likely more exposed to artificial intelligence. How crazy is that? And I bring this up because we are seeing this all over the place. And we're going to listen to what Mark Cuban has to say in just a moment. But I brought this up multiple times. You look at taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers. All these people are potentially being replaced by a driverless vehicle. I was in Vegas less than a month ago, and that's what we saw all over the place. Driverless vehicles. I brought this up multiple times. where I've gone to Red Robin and other sit-down establishments to have a meal, and they have a little robot that brings out all your food. So no more need for 2 or 3 servers carrying a large tray. They just put all the food in this little robot. It keeps your food warm and then delivers it right to your table. And then a server will come over there and take the plates off and put it in front of whoever ordered whatever item. Right? I've seen that. I've seen landscapers. Now, there's a landscaper in my area where he actually has a little robot that goes and mows the lawn. What's interesting about this is he sets the robot down, it mows the lawn while he's over there, not pulling weeds, but like cleaning out the flower beds, doing the edges, things like that. So it's like a 1 or 2 man crew. That's it. But what's crazy about that is about what we're going to see moving forward. And you can expect that because, again, experts believe that in the next 3 years, 10 million people are going to lose their jobs as a result of artificial intelligence. Let's listen to what Mark Cuban has to say as well, because, again, he believes the same thing. AI is going to take your job.
The amount of change we're going to see over the next 5 years, 10 years, will dwarf everything that's happened over the last 30. We went from automating pen and paper, right, with spreadsheets, to connecting PCs into local area networks to,
connecting them,
connecting people
to each
locally,
other.
Locally, right, to connecting networks to get the internet, to getting the network effect of communicating people globally. But now we're introducing artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, et cetera. So, and what that enables is the automation of automation, right? And so the people who were writing software, particularly at the lower end, unless you're doing these advanced things, they're gone. Right? The people that
because the software's writing itself.
It's doing itself, right? It's just math. Programmer back in the day, so when I was writing code, it was the algorithms were if this, then that.
Right.
X or whatever it may be.
Right.
But you had to guess, right? You had to use your best instance. And then it got smarter and smarter and smarter, and libraries to do bigger and better things. All that is being automated. And so now you have to know how to use that stuff. So either software works for you or you work for software, and once the software takes over, you're gone.
I want to touch on something right there. He says, either you work for software or software works for you. What many people don't want is they do not want to be working for the software. They want the software to work for them. Well, here's one of the things that I've done more recently is I use this certain software that it goes and it organizes my entire day. So it tells me if I need 45 minutes or an hour to do a workout, if I need to go get a haircut, if I need to go pick up my kids or take them somewhere or do some type of chore, I need to do a YouTube video, or I block out a certain portion of my day for trading in the morning. But if I'm doing all these different things, right, or bouncing from one house to another or whatever, right, it goes and organizes my day, and so I have the least amount of travel. Certain things I cannot move. I cannot move when I want to trade in the morning. I trade early in the morning. I trade when the market opens, right? So that's set. I pick up my son at a certain time. Right? I go pick up my other son at another time. So all these things are set. And then the software goes and it will pick what I need to do based off the location, the driving time, all that traffic. It tells me all that stuff. So I can organize my day and be the most efficient. That's not something that I do myself. Right? And so that's what's crazy. And Mark Cuban's talking about automating automations. It's automated what I have to do, but then it's going to automate that, okay, I have a haircut this time, this is where I need to do it, this is where I need to fill it in. I need to go to this place, I gotta pay a bill, I need to go to the bank, I need to do whatever. And it automates the entire thing. Guess what? I don't need a virtual assistant anymore. I don't need it because now AI has taken over that position. So I don't need all these virtual assistants like I used to have. I don't need it anymore because artificial intelligence has done it. Let's keep listening to what he has to say, though.
Right. So unless you understand that, you don't understand that the nature of work is changing, the nature of employment is going to change, and from a business, from a stock perspective. If you're in the Fortune 500, if you're an S&P 500 company, if you're in the Dow 30, right, if you're one of the bigger companies, you already know this. And in talking to a lot of these big companies, they know their workforce is, and given the supply and demand of stocks, the supply is shrinking,
Right.
and the demand is going up just as the economy grows. That's probably good news for stocks over the long term, but it's bad news for employment, and it's bad news for people who are disrupted.
Well, and
So like he had to say right there, this is bad news for employment. This is good news for the economy. This is great news for businesses, for stockholders, but for the average worker, the person that is, punching the clock, working in an office building. Office workers are going to be the ones that are pretty much reduced to nothing. Because do you need somebody to organize your schedule? No, I just said why you don't need it. There's software out there that does it. Do you need somebody to make a phone call for you? No, because guess what? AI does it. You can pick your own voice if you want to, and it will go and make a phone call for you. There's software out there that if you do not want to be placed on hold for an hour, guess what? You don't have to. Okay? You can have the software pretty much make the call for you, and when there's a person on the line, it forwards you the call. Okay? There's software that does everything. AI is going to take over millions of jobs, and like experts are already predicting, 10 million jobs will be lost here in the United States within the next 3 years. So again, be prepared, because right now they're saying 10 million people should be prepared to lose their jobs. Well, guess what? AI is taking over everything. Artificial intelligence is going to have a massive impact here in the United States and abroad, but it's the people that are willing to change with the times that will actually have something to work for and look forward to. It's those that are going up against it, fighting it. Those are the ones that are going to be impacted the most. So that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more regarding AI and what this has in store for all of us, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. But all I ask is one thing. Again, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Also click that subscribe button so you never miss an update, and I will see you guys on the next one.